G'day guys and welcome to another one of my Digimon ReArise videos. Today I am doing my full gameplay showcase for Omegamon Merciful mode. As always, credit to Chordos2 from the Discord for all the images and information and translations and shit you're going to see today. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to have a quick look at his stats and his skills. And then we'll jump into every single game mode, so Clash Battle, Underworld Dungeon, and PvP, and test him out in-game to see how he performs. So first, let's have a look at his stats. We are sorted by power now. These are some Digimon you'll see currently in the meta. And as you can see, firstly, there's not a lot of red Digimon in the meta at the moment. That will change soon. But for now, he is the king of power with 7,093, which is quite a lot more than Beelzemon Blast mode. So that's kind of the main guy you'll be comparing to at the moment. In terms of HP, look, it's not that high. It's kind of middle of the pack, but he's not made to be a super tanky Digimon, and his damage limiters and the rest of his kit really help him out defensively, so not a huge issue with that. We'll have a look at his defense now. Again, it's not bad. It's much higher than Beelzemon Blast mode. Beelzemon's running 3,003, and this guy has 3,400, so significantly more defense. And finally, speed. He's not the fastest boy. I think he's got the stamina. He's got 30 speed, so it's not too bad. Like, compared to Baihumon, who's running 48 speed. He's pretty slow. 30 speed is a pretty standard speed for red Digimon. Alright, now let's have a look at his kit. So, his main skill. 3 enemies for 70% with Ignore Block, 3.5 crit multiplier, and 80% chance of error, which does 60% of your power damage with damage resistances mixed in there. So high chance to error, and that's going to be doing a lot of damage if they don't get taken out by the Ignore Block and 3.5 crit multiplier. Damage limiters and evasions are a way around this skill, but otherwise you're going to be taking a lot of damage. His sub-skill is all enemies to 30% damage. 80% again to apply error, and it does the same amount of damage, and it clears all power, tech, and defense and damage buffs, damage resistance buffs on the enemies, which is super underrated. If they're buffing up to be tanky, you just pop this skill, it clears all that. High chance, 80% chance of that error, which will take them out of it in at least 1 or 2 shots, and it's to all enemies. So underrated skill there. It's pretty good. It won't hit as hard as the main skill, but it's very, very good. His passive skill is 4 1,000 damage limiters. Nullifies crits for all himself and all red allies, and reduces 1 cooldown for himself by 70%, which is super useful, and makes him viable in pretty much every game mode. He's going to be tanky with those damage with the damage limiters. He's going to be tanky with the crit protection for him and his red allies as well, which is why that HP stat wasn't a big issue. Plugins give critical and defense and HP on the defense one, which is really good. The 2 crits plugins already get him at 50% crit, which you really want to run because of that damage multiplier, that crit multiplier. Alright, let's jump into the game now. We're going to start off with Clash Battle. Okay, here we are in Clash Battle. Firstly, this is the setup that I am running for my Omegamon Merciful mode. Look at that beautiful stat there, 113% critical. I got 2 rainbow plugins in the last slot, plus his target plugins. Plus he's pretty chonky, 10,000 health once he got all his plugins on. I'm pretty happy with his setup, and he's going to be hitting really hard. I'm running him on this setup. It's kind of a mixed team. Mitamamon boosts his power. Mirage Gaugamon reduces defense and tech and power damage resistance on the enemy. He's got crit. He's going to be hitting super hard. So let's see how much we can push out with him. I think we're going to rip through this Rasenmon GM raid very quickly. So I've got, first thing I need to do is reduce those tech damage and power damage resistances. And then just go for it, I guess. Just go for it. Here we go. Oh, 700k, not too bad. I was expecting a little bit higher actually. I don't have a full power buff on him, so I could probably squeeze out a little bit more damage. Let's see again. Yeah, 6-9, nearly 700,000. Like, it's not too bad, but when you're running things... Well, let's see the friendship skill. Nice, 640. But when you're running things like Rasenmon GM mode, Rasenmon Anniversary, sorry, watch this. 320 times that by 4. It's like 1.2, 1.3 million. Like, it's a lot. Not too bad. I was expecting a little bit more, but hey, definitely a great start if you're building a power-based Clash Battle team. Alright, let's head over to the Underworld Dungeon now and see how he goes there. Alright, this is the Underworld Dungeon. This is the setup I'm using with my Merciful mode. Got my Tamam on there for more damage on Merciful mode and status healing. More heals and Skull Sadum on there for defense reduction on the enemies, so I can pretty much one-shot the entire thing. Downsides, 1, his main skill only hits 3 enemies, so you can't clear any waves of 4 or 5. No status protection as well. Upsides, he's got that damage limiter, crit protection, and the most important thing is his cooldown reduction. If I don't get slept on every single thing here, you'll see his cooldown reduction kick in. It only happens once, but it resets every single wave. So you can pretty much, if you get a good run, you can pretty much alternate between his main skill and his sub skill with that cooldown always in effect at 70%. If you're one-shotting the waves, of course. Here's his friendship skill. It looks absolutely awesome. Hopefully we don't get slept here. If we do, we can heal it off with Mitamamon. So status protection is a must if you're running this guy in the Underworld Dungeon. And look at that damage, it's pretty crazy. And he clears it off there. Honestly, very good in the Underworld Dungeon. I underrated him a bit, but I think he's really, really solid in the Underworld Dungeon. You won't have any problems until those new X stages come in, and then you'll be struggling just a smidge. Alright, let's head over to PvP now and see if we can get some really good battles. Alright, in PvP, this is the setup that I'm running. Of course, I got my Merciful mode there with 110% crit rate still. Mitamamon for heals and damage. Rasenmon and Mirage Omegamon burst mode for support, and Heavy Leomon in case we need to stall for any reason with that error. I'm going to try not to use Rasenmon as much as possible because he'll be one-shotting stuff and I really want to show off Merciful mode. Look at that. One-shots. The Mitamamon's a pretty good check because it can get rid of that error, but you can reapply it so quickly. And look at that. 10,000 error. That cooldown reduction's kicking in. Another 10,000. 2 hits. Look at that. 20,000 damage. Not much is going to be surviving that error, even if they don't get one shot by that main skill. You do need to run a little bit of help in terms of either damage support or status protection to make sure your Merciful mode is getting the most out of his kit. But other than that, like, I know he's boosted at the moment. He's going to be hitting extra hard, and your arrow will be hitting extra hard. But like, watch this. Boom! He just three-shot, a one-shot 3 Digimon, not three-shot. Super Taunt, cover abilities are pretty good to counter him as well. I can heal this off actually. As you can see, that status protection is very, very annoying. Oh, the lack of status protection. And she'll be able to finish it off here. Oh, we didn't. Mirage Omegamon can take it out here. Another 28 pointer. We did have to use Rasenmon there because of the sleep. In the next one, I'll try not to use Rasenmon if we can help it, because we all know how powerful he is, and he's still powerful even with Merciful modes running around. However, Merciful mode can guaranteed survive a Rasenmon main skill with those 4 damage limiters, unless, of course, somehow it gets removed. Alright, no one-shots there. We've got evasion and damage limit as the main counter to Omegamon Merciful mode. Should be able to get some nice errors off here. And then that main skill again. Damage limiter kicking in there. Boom! Oh, that was like 10,000. That Merciful mode must have like 2 health left. We'll soften them up a bit here and wait for that error to do its business. With the heals, you can pretty much stall with this team as well. I could have popped Heavy Liam on, but no need to. Oh, he should just be able to get the Merciful mode victory here. Or Fade is a good way to get around him as well. Unless there's some kind of red Fade protection on the enemy team, which is very rare. Fade's another way to get rid of him early in the battle. So you could start the battle off with a Matama 1 or a Green Zwart and get that Fade happening. Or an Alter B, the blue Alter B. Sorry, Zwart D, not Alter B. Oh, main skill Destruction. Even with the Baihumon passive reducing our power, we're still absolutely destroying. Didn't quite get rid of the Heavy Liam on there, but this should finish this match off. Woo! The power. Standalone, guys, he's very good. I've got a lot of support with him here, but he is very, very good. I know he's boosted at the moment, and when his boost runs out, he loses a little bit of viability. And once more evasion starts coming into the meta, he does lose a little bit of his viability as well. But honestly, I'm very impressed at the moment. Rasenmon is still probably better and more longevity, but he's definitely a top pick for you. Let me know down below how are you going with your Merciful modes if you manage to pull him. I'm pretty happy with him. I know he won't last forever, but I'm pretty happy at the moment. I'm liking him. First time I've got to test him out, so I always enjoy testing out new Digimon. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys. Bye!